What's up, peeps? What's happening? That was my best Mike Vapes impression. Very special reason for that. Welcome to your Vape at 5. I am your host. I am BlackCat. Today I have something I really looked forward to. Something I've been looking forward to for over a week now. I have a review for you for a product by Mike Vapes. It is the Rebirth RTA. This is by Hellvape and designed by Mr. Mike Vapes. It is the younger brother, the smaller brother, well, the bigger brother of the Rebirth RTA, and it's following a trend that we're seeing in the industry where really successful and wonderful, excellent products like the Rebirth RTA is being transformed into a tank or into an RTA. This one, I've had a great experience with. I've been using it now for about a week. I got it last Wednesday. I wicked it right after I got it and took to it very quickly. It's very easy to use and something I'm really, really pleased to bring to you guys. So one thing I do want to mention, we have a giveaway today. As soon as we're done with the review, we're doing a giveaway for a set of coils and 60 mils of e-juice. So make sure you put a number in Monday's episode of the Vape at 5. It is the Celina. It is featured builder Celina. I believe it is episode 258. So make sure that you do that. Now, without further ado, I'm going to take you down to the table here. I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to show you the RTA, obviously. Show you what's in the box. I'm going to wick it up. And then I'm going to bring you guys back up top. We're going to have a couple of vapes. And I'm going to tell you about it. So let's go down to the table. One thing I noticed is I'm getting a new camera. So this camera is not the best, but and there's some stuff on the box is a little tough to pick up. So I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm going to try to show it to you the best I can, but I can assure you that that is going to be remedied very, very, very soon. All right, here you go. This is the packaging for the Rebirth RTA, 2 and 5 mil. It does have a bubble tank, 5 mil. The straight glass is 2 milliliters. Got Mike Vapes on there. Some information on the side here, a little scratch and check. More information here on the side, shows you the deck and gives you a mini coily tool. And then the information on the back. If you want to pause and take a look at that, I'll let you do it there. But I'm going to show you everything that's in the box so you don't really need to look too much. So inside the box here, we'll take off the sleeve. Hellvape box. I'm going to tune this in best I can. I can't wait to get the new camera. Won't have to worry about that anymore. And here is the inside packaging for the Rebirth RTA. Purple version. Little extras here. I'm going to take the RTA out of it and I'm going to set it to the side. We'll get back to that. Let's take what the contents out of the box and we'll go over this stuff first. User manual, a Rebirth sticker that you can put on your computer or on your friend's head, whatever you decide. And let's get into this box. I'm going to rip it. Oh, no, I didn't. Wow, very nice. Okay, so first thing we got here. Here's the bubble glass I mentioned. So it comes with a straight glass, no replacement for both, but you get a straight glass and you also get a bubble glass. This is a 5 milliliter. The straight glass is a 2 milliliter. Also here, you're going to get a mini coiling tool. If you don't, or if you already have one, it cuts at 7.5 millimeters. So just keep that and it will install perfectly. They give you a mini screwdriver and they also give you a pretty good bag of goodies here. You get a 810 frosted drip tip. You also get a 510 drip tip adapter, some O-rings, some extra deck screws, and all the goodies that you expect. Put that back in here. Now let's take a look at the star of this show. We're going to show you this RTA. So here is the purple. I absolutely love the look of this. I didn't use this. I had 2 of them, and I used the black one, but I absolutely love this purple. It is gorgeous. Comes in 8 different colors. You got purple, gold, 2 different blacks. You got a piano black, and you got a matte black. You got a stainless steel, a gold, and I believe that's it. There's 8 total. Each one has these 810 Cobra style matchy drip tips. Very nice. And of course, you get the frosted 810 drip tip. Or if you want to convert it over to a 510, you can do that too. Nice tight O-ring there inside. Drip tip goes in and out. No problems getting it in and out of there. Look at that matchy-matchy. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, I'm just in love with this. I'm in love with the look of it. I think the purple is just absolutely gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful? Give you a little spin around it here. I didn't give you a chance to look at it. So it is a 25 millimeter diameter. It's 45 millimeters tall from the deck to the tip. There you go. All right, so let's take the drip tip off here. Take the top off. Top is a bayonet style. You don't spin it, you just turn it just a half turn to the left. Comes apart there. Great machining on this. Here's the top of the RTA. Little indents there so you can get a grip on it and open it and close it. No problems at all opening and closing it. There's the top two big juice fill ports there. You can see that deck kind of underneath all that. Beautiful. Machining came extremely clean, guys. I washed it when I got it, but it was extremely clean. I did a visual inspection of it, and just what you expect from Hellvape. I'll tell you, I'm really, really impressed with Hellvape products. Going back to the Dead Rabbit through the Rebirth and then to this Rebirth RTA here. Just a fantastic company. There you go. Nice, thick glass. This is the straight glass, 2 milliliter capacity. Here is the chimney. Now, I love how it changes color there up into almost like a gold. Reminds me of like somebody coloring their coils up. Nice, big, beefy O-ring there. Keeping it all together. I had zero leaking with it at all. There's the Rebirth insignia there. Very subtle. You don't really see it when you have it filled, which I like. And on the matted black one, I'll show you guys that one as well. You don't really see the symbol at all. Here is the machining on the inside of the chimney here. Threads are very, very smooth. Had no problems getting the chimney on or off. The way that it wicks also, which I'll show you, the wick doesn't really get in the way. A lot of times with RTAs or RDTAs, the wicking can be kind of a problem, but with this one, I didn't have any problem at all getting the chimney back on. Bottom of it here, you're going to see Mike Vapes, Hellvape, Rebirth RTA. Nice big protruding 510 pin there, gold plated, no problem at all. If you were to put this on a mechanical device, you got 2 airflows on either side. Those are 12 millimeters by 2 millimeters. Controls by turning it clockwise here, and it will stop and go back. Nice smooth action on the airflow there. It's not loose, it's not tight, it's just right. Bottom airflow, obviously. And here is the deck. So let's screw this in here. So you'll notice immediately, it is the Rebirth deck. Tune that in just a little bit for you here. I want you guys to get the best picture you can. Sorry, the camera wobble here. I have to manually change it. So here's the deck. You have 14 1 millimeter air holes on top, honeycomb airflow on the top, and then 2 more 2 millimeter air holes on the inside of the post there. He did this, basically he started with 14 of these 1 millimeter air holes, and then he decided that there wasn't the right airflow in it, and he added 2 more. I was a little concerned when I saw that on the presentation video, because I was afraid that it would that airflow maybe would take away from some of the flavor. I was wrong. It doesn't take away from the flavor at all. The Rebirth post here are a little closer than they are on the RDA. You got a gold-plated positive post there. Juice wicking ports here. Wick right inside down into there. You want your wick to barely touch the bottom there. You have 4 of those all the way around. This is a dual coil RTA. You can use it in single coil. You wouldn't have a problem. I did not try it, but just looking at it, it's not going to leak in single coil configuration. It's not going to. I heard somebody mention that it might, because the juice would have nowhere to go. It would just go right up in here and then into your deck. But there's really no way for it. Unless you had it laying on its side completely full with the bubble tank, so you had more juice in there, maybe it would leak through these side holes here. but it's not going to leak through those. I can almost guarantee it. Unless you drop juice directly straight down into those, that's the only way that it would really leak. I mean, it just, the way they're slanted and with the holes being so small, it's not going to leak that way. So you could run this in single coil with absolutely no problem. I ran it in a dual coil configuration. I had it at about 0.11 ohms. And that's how I vaped it. So there you go. There's the deck of the Rebirth RTA. Now, I have one already with coils installed. They're end-of-vine coils, mind you. I'm going to wick those up. I'm going to show you how I wicked it, and then I'll bring you back up top. We'll have a couple vapes on it. So here we go. Let me grab the deck here. This is the matte black version. There's some end-of-vine aliens in there. One thing I'll show you, that is where I placed my coils. Now, the airflow, obviously, you want them somewhat on the airflow, but I'm going to tell you this right now. You do not want these smothering that airflow. I would put them 3.5 to 4 millimeters away from it, about like that. Honestly, do not put your coils right on top of your airflow. And I'll adjust them. When I pulled the cotton out when I was cleaning it, I think I adjusted them a little bit, but I'm going to show you exactly why. And I'm going to tell you, the closer you put them to it, it's going to muffle out the flavor. You want them away from those airflows, and you want that air to just come right up onto it. Don't smother it. I promise you'll get a much, much better vape. All right, so let me pull you back up here. I'll wick this up. Tune that in as best I can. There we go. That looks pretty good. I'm going to be using some cotton threads. My brother's over at Cotton Thread, Mr. Scott Zegans. If you don't use cotton threads, why not? Because they are fantastic. That there. With your RTAs, you always want to make sure you cut your wick the correct length. It's really more important than on any other type of device. Stretch that out a little bit. Looks a little bunched up there, but I'll comb that out. Cut these here. All right, set these to the side. Let me comb that out just a bit because it got bunched up. There we go. Get rid of all that. Okay, comb this out here. What I'm going to do when I get done, I'm going to cut off all the extra here. And then I'm just going to line it up and make sure that I can get it into those wicking, or excuse me, into the juice ports there. So just cut that off there, cut this off here. But I don't want to leave it too long because I don't want that, I don't want it to smother the deck. I like my wick just barely over the top. So we'll take that down there. That feels a little bit long to me, so take that down. It's a little bit long. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull these up. I'm just going to cut it right here. Cut off a little bit at an angle. There we go. This side I can tell is too long as well, so I'm going to cut this one off as well. Cut it at an angle. There we go. All right, so one of the tricks that I've learned by watching Mike Vapes is he wicks the cotton before he actually puts it into the ports. So I'm going to be using some BlackCat White Face Cat Whiskers by Shy Tots. Absolutely fantastic. Love. If you don't have any, you better contact Shy Tots and get some. It is a custard with a hidden little bit of coconut and biscuit. It is fantastic. Everybody I've talked to who's had it absolutely loves it. All right, so we got a little bit of juice on there. Move this one to the side. I'm going to place these down into the wicking ports. Pull that one out of there. I'm very particular how I wick my RTAs. I'm kind of anal about it. I'm telling you that if you do it right, it works so much better. If you just take a little bit extra time, make sure it's wicked correctly, you will absolutely love it. So much better than if you just rush to do it. A bit extra there, I can probably cut that off. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Little stragglers. There we go. Oops. Okay. Put that in there like that. All right, let's go to the other side here. Comb that out just a bit. Let's spread these apart, and we'll wick it down in there. Perfect. Put this one down in here. All right, so let's clean that up just a little bit on this side. Then we're going to juice it up a little bit more. I'll fill it up, and we will rock up top. All right, there we go. So, put a little bit more juice on here. I don't care if I get sloppy. I can clean it up. I want that cotton nice and saturated. I feel like you have to break the cotton in with a little bit of juice before you actually fill it up. But that may just be a wise tale or something I tell myself, but I always do. Now, before I actually fill an RTA, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close off that air port. And then I'm going to try to use the suction of opening it up to bring that juice up. So let's close this off. See how easily this goes right back on. Don't have to worry about your cotton getting in the way. So nice. All right. Wipe my hands off and clean off the RTA. Doesn't matter if you get a little messy. All right. Now, show you that bayonet style cap here. You just turn it half turn to the clockwise. It opens right up. Put it onto a device. We're going to fill it up with some of my lovely. You'll see that the wick is just I don't know if you can see that. It's just barely sticking out of the port there. That's exactly how you want it. Just teasing right out of the bottom of the chimney. Fill this up. After I do that, put the top back on it. And we're going to open it up. There we go. Now, when you do that, it should pull the juice down into it. What are we at? 76. All right, I'm going to turn. Let me bring you guys back up top, and we will talk about it. Whoa, that was my intro. All right, guys, that is the Rebirth RTA by Mr. Mike Vapes and Hellvape. Let's have a little vape off of this thing, and I'll give you my thoughts. So I've got this a 0.12 build, Mr. Nick Divine Coils, and I'm going to vape it at 120 watts. So here we go. Now, the one thing I will say, first off, I'm getting fantastic flavor from it, right from the rip. But the one thing about an RTA is you have to let it wick. So you need the capillary action to let it really to pull the juice up to fully saturate the wicks. So it's hard to wick an RTA and then give you an honest opinion of the flavor. That's one reason why I like to test it out for about a week to know exactly what it does before I do the review. So let's go through the negatives and the positives of the Rebirth RTA, starting with the negatives. So there's a couple things on it that could be different. I think that I like the build deck. I do. It could have been maybe a little bit more compact to allow a little bit more juice in it. Okay, you know, it's a 2 millimeter. It's a 2 millimeter juice capacity with the straight glass on it. I was going through juice really quickly because it allows a very flavorful hit. So it being, you know, one of the very positive things about it is the flavor, right? And the flavor that you're getting a lot of juice, you're getting a really nice, juicy vape. But the negative of that is it pulls juice through. It does. It wicks fantastic, and it's going to pull juice up. So, if being the having the deck a little bit smaller, it's a big build deck. I mean, I've honestly seen 3-core aliens, 4-core aliens in this build deck, dueled and vaped. So this is a big build deck. I mean, which is fantastic as a builder, but practicality would tell you that maybe if it was a little bit smaller, get a little bit more juice capacity, that could be a negative. This is a negative. This is a subjective negative. So I like the way it is, but the airflow is somewhat restricted. It's slightly restricted. It's not an open airflow type RTA. If that's what you're looking for, then that's not what you're going to get. The airflow is slightly restricted. For me, it was absolutely perfect, and I can tell why he put 2 more air holes there right into the airport. In the 2 millimeter holes that he put on either side. I can tell why he did that, because he wanted to open it up a little bit more for the airflow, and I completely understand it. But it is slightly restricted even with that. For me, though, it was the absolutely perfect vape. Again, I vaped it at 120 to 130 watts with a 0.11 to 0.12 3-core aliens in it, and had fantastic flavor. The positives of this RTA. The build deck. So I said the build deck was a negative, and now I'm coming back and saying it's a positive. It's a positive because you can put any build in this you want to. Any vapable build will fit into this RTA without question. And again, I have seen 4 cores. I have seen 5-core aliens. I've seen like glamour fancy builds in this thing. This build deck for an RTA, it will handle it. Absolutely. The build deck is another positive. This build deck that Mike has designed. You guys know my feelings on the Rebirth RTA. So first I ever rated an excellent was the Rebirth RTA. The build deck on it is the best for flavor that I have ever vaped. The way the airflow is, bottom up. I'm a bottom airflow guy. Honeycomb airflow is what I prefer and what I think is the best. The way the coils sit on top of it, the amount of distance that you can get away from the airflow to allow that air to get up under and pull all that flavor up is absolutely amazing. That he did it and he figured out how to wick it, how it could wick very, very quickly with those large juice ports or wicking ports. It's brilliant. It's absolutely amazing. He said when he designed this RTA that Hellvape didn't stop him from doing anything he wanted to do, and it was a really smart move because he stuck with the design of the Rebirth, but he added some things to it with the wicking ports that made it just that much better. Again, it's the best flavor deck design I think out there. Period. The flavor on it, which I will get to. Easy to wick and easy to use. Again, it's 4 pieces. You got the drip tip, you got the top, you got the chimney, and you have the deck. Oh, and the glass. So you got 5 pieces, including the drip tip. It's very easy to put together, very easy to use, very easy to wick. This is another one that, if you know how to build on a dual coil deck, this is not going to be a problem for you. This is somebody with beginner to moderate type skills in that range there could use this RTA effectively and really, really enjoy it. There's not a whole lot that you have to know in order to use it. Aside from maybe watch a video, watch how somebody wicks it, how you want the wick down in there, not overflowing too far out of the juice ports. You want it against it and you don't want it all hanging out. You want it to be able to absorb up. But that's about it. Coil placement, again, you want to keep your coils about 3.5 to 4 millimeters away. You don't have to lay your coils right on top of that airflow. Promise you that will not be the best vape. You don't want to smother it. You want that air to come up in there and push those coils together. You don't want them straight up, but you want them at a slight angle, but not too much, I promise you. And the last positive for it is the flavor. Flavor's off the charts. Literally off the charts. It is, when I first wicked it up, I was vaping it and I was like, this is really, really nice. This is a great vape. I like it. Something I would expect from Mike and from the Rebirth. When I fully let it wick about an hour later, I started vaping and I was amazed. I was getting RDA or better flavor from this RTA. Straight up. It is the best flavor RTA I've ever used. That includes the GT4. this RTA is a monster for flavor. Again, it vapes how I like to vape as well. It's a dual coil, and you can vape it at high wattage, which is exactly the vape that I like. If I were to rate this RTA on a scale of poor to excellent, I rate it as an excellent. It is an excellent RTA. If you like RTAs, single or dual coil, there is no reason that you shouldn't buy this. Highly recommend that you go out and get one. Beautiful colors. The purple is, where's the purple? Oh, the purple I have taken apart over here. Purple is absolutely gorgeous. The matte black looks really nice. That's a heavy drip tip on top of there, by the way. You can pick these up. Now, they're not available yet. I was lucky enough to get one sent to me for the purposes of this review, but you can pick these up for between, I think it's $32 to $38, which I think in that price range is pretty good. I think that's where you want to be with this. If it's more than that, then I think it may be, you might have to consider how much money, when you're buying it. But if it stays in that $32 to $38 range, it's a no-brainer, guys. Go out and get yourself a Rebirth RTA. Thanks so much for joining. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, leave a comment below. And you can always subscribe if you like to subscribe. See more videos. I do videos all the time. You can see them all the time. Just join me every day during the week. We also have the Vape Hot Tub, which is fantastic. You'll love that. And lots of builders chats with other